Hey, everybody. Welcome to KC CHIROpulse Podcast, brought to you by CATS Consultants, helping chiropractors keep their pulse on success. I'm Dr. Michael Perusich. I'm joined by Dr. Troy Fox. Howdy, Troy. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Hey, what's our topic today? You're the one that gets all the emails from clients and just the general chiropractic public. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so we had a guest actually message us from one of our seminars that we did, and he said, you guys talked a bit about being practice advisors, and he goes, I've always heard of like coaches and consultants, and he goes,
Right.
Sometimes that has a bad or a good connotation depending upon who you talk to. But
Right.
What is a practice advisor, and how does that make you guys different, or this is the big part of the question, or are you just like these other guys and you're just, basically you just come in and do a little rah-rah motivation and send me home to go back into my practice? And I thought, what a great question, because we actually do approach our clients differently. So
Yeah, that is a
thanks.
great question.
Yeah, thanks. So thanks, Billy. I appreciate that question because that is really good.
Yeah, it is a great question. Really is. It's a deep question.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say Billy, no offense out there to Billy who sent in the question, but I'm thinking of Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. I immediately thought furry guitar. So Billy,
Yeah, I feel like spinning my guitar.
yeah, if you've got a furry guitar, send us a picture.
So,
I wonder if his parents named him after Billy Gibbons.
well, it's very possible.
Could have been. All right. Well, hey, Billy,
Not a bad
appreciate the question.
So when we talk about being business advisors, yes, to answer your question, we are very different from a lot of the companies out there. We don't. It's probably it. I'm going to start with the don'ts. They always say don't start with don'ts, but I'm going to
Right.
start with the don'ts. What we don't do is we don't push marketing programs to get new patients by dropping your prices. What we do on the other side of that is we do teach our clients how to market in a way that allows you to command higher fees, that allows you to actually charge your regular fee and not have to give things away just to get patients in the door. We also teach our clients really how to run a business, and running a chiropractic business isn't any different than running any other kind of business for the most part, other than you've got your chiropractic doctor hat on most of the day, which means you got to spend that much or more time putting your business hat on and actually running the business side of the practice. So it's way beyond how many patients you can see in a day. It's way beyond how many new patients you see in a month. So we go much deeper than that. We actually work to help you run your practice from an entrepreneurial standpoint.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys don't want to put your business hats on, and I get it. We're
Yeah, I get it.
docs. We enjoy being docs, and we absolutely hate the
Mhm.
business side. So sometimes what we do is we either put our blinders on and run blind, or we just go, well, as long as there's money in the account, obviously I must be doing good. So I'm a great businessman. And so some of you are making money in chiropractic, but you're not utilizing your full potential or realizing your full potential. And so for us, that's kind of our job, is to actually look at this from a business standpoint
Yeah.
and guide you. It's no different when I call my accountant and say, hey, I don't want to deal with all this junk. Somebody needs a balance sheet. I hate doing those things. And they go,
Right.
okay, we'll do it for you. Not a problem. Or we'll help you through the process. Here's what you need. And here's the information that you're going to need to put on this balance sheet. Here's what you did last year. So that's kind of how we operate from a financial side as well.
It is, and we dig really deep into practices. We've got this set of standard, we've always used them, statistics that everybody in the profession looks at, like your services and your collections and your patient visit average and those kind of things.
And
But
Dr. Perusich, there's
Yeah.
there's like 7 or 8 of those, right, that are the industry standard.
Yeah, you got services, write-offs, collections, new patients, patient
PVA,
visits, PVA, collection visit average, dollar visit average.
Not to
Yeah.
give away, because you have a very unique and a very robust set of statistics that you do, which is amazing. I mean, it blew me away the first time I ever saw it, because you're a statistics dude for sure. But
I am.
okay,
I do kind of like the numbers.
So 8 or 9 on the average that you're going to get. How many would you say, how many statistical numbers do you run on a practice on a monthly basis? Just a guess.
Um, I'm going to tell you, I'm actually looking at the worksheet right now.
Okay. He's counting, folks. It's a bunch.
21.
21. And
21
there's
different statistics.
some very unique statistics that tell you a lot about the health of your practice that nobody's really ever thought of utilizing, and we utilize them on a monthly basis. So that's another advantage of advisement from that standpoint. So sorry to interrupt. Go on, but that's so exciting.
You bring up a great point, because we take it even further than that. It's not just 21 numbers that we're going to throw at you. We actually look at the trends, and we do trend analyses on practices, and we find out, what direction are you really going? We have a tendency, I think, in chiropractic to think month to month.
Right.
And, at the end of 30 days, well, how many new patients did you see? Okay, well, that's awesome. And we all high five over that number. And then the next day, the first day of the next month,
panic.
We start over, and oh my gosh, where are all the new patients? And that's not how business works. Business is a continuum over time. And so we really dive into what are the trends over time. And here's a cool thing. This just popped into my head. It's not really germane to the conversation, but when I look at the trends of our members' practices over the last year through the pandemic, they're up. They're up.
Well, and here's the thing. You can run, but you can't hide with trending. So
it's black and white.
If we got statistics on you for a while, or we haven't, and we start doing statistics, it takes a very short period of time for us to figure out where the weak part of your practice is. And the thing is, what we love about our clients is those that have come to us truly want us to dive deep into what's going on with them, and they really want to grow their practice. If you don't want to get any better than you are, and you want to stay right where you're at, and you want to bury your head in the sand and say, I'm doing everything right, because I don't think I didn't.
No.
There have been many things that I've done in my practice that were detrimental to the growth of my practice.
Sure.
So from that standpoint, to have somebody advise you on how your practice is trending in specific areas, specific metrics, I think is super important. It's blow you away cool. And what it does is allows you to hyper focus on what's wrong in your practice and know what's right and what you're doing well. So you can go check. I'm doing these things great.
Right.
I need to work on this thing right here.
Well, and you bring up a great point. Excuse me. You bring up a great point in that we've been in practice. We're in practice. You and I both still have practices.
Yep.
Everybody on our team is still in practice. And so we've made the mistakes. And part of business advisory is helping you understand how not to make those mistakes, or helping you work through what could potentially be a big mistake. And, we bring that experience to the table. Not only from a chiropractic standpoint, but just from a general business standpoint as well.
Right. We're like doting parents. As parents, we go, the reason I know that that's going to be a problem for you is because I've already done it. If you're honest with your kids, and if you're honest with your clients, we can tell you what mistakes we've made. We're not perfect. We both had really large practices, and have spent a lot of time seeing a lot of patients, but we both made mistakes during that time. So that's what the great thing is we're coming at you from a very real perspective, not from a perfection perspective and go, oh, well, you're a train wreck because you're not perfect in your practice.
And I think that's one of the things that sets us apart as chiropractic business advisors is we've not only got the experience in chiropractic, but we've got the experience in business too, because we had different careers prior to chiropractic that just puts us on just a different level. And so when we're consulting with somebody, we're not going by a checklist. We're not glossing over the top of things. We're pulling out the pickaxe and the shovel, and we're digging deep. And this is where custom business advising, which is what I call it most of the time, this is where custom business advising really comes into play. We're not coaching you from a set of standards and procedures and things that worked 20 years ago. We're talking about today's relevant functions,
cutting edge,
to run a successful practice. So we're constantly innovating, and I'm going to use your term. We're constantly staying just a step ahead, I think, of the cutting edge.
And I think when you look at that, and I hate to tell you guys that are out there in practice, but what I see that's a big mistake with chiropractors in general, because like Dr. Perusich said, we've both worked in other industries, whether that be a Fortune 500 company or owning other companies. We both have experience with that. And what I see in the world of owning your own businesses is that a lot of people out there, they're hungry. They're reading and learning everything they can about how to improve their business and improve the functionality of their business and what the cutting edge techniques are. And then I see chiropractors that go, I shouldn't have to do that. I'm in a practice. People should come to me. If I'm really nice to my patients, I'll have a great practice. And what I see is a really lack of business vision. But I see a lot of really wonderful doctors that are out there that could be so much, they could get so much more exposure than they do and have so much larger practices, not by gimmicks, but just by being on the cutting edge of business, which is what most businesses try to do. When businesses grow, they're out there doing the work to be on the cutting edge, like you said. And, you know, I don't want to make it sound like we're being evasive when we talk about these things, but we have some proprietary tools that we use to help you get there. So it's not like I'm going to share all that with you. I'd love to, but the truth of the matter is we've worked very hard to create this technique or this model that we use with our clients.
And it's not about giving your services away.
And it's not about new patients.
And it's not about new patients.
Yeah.
It's about really growing your business from the inside out, like a true entrepreneur does.
And that's the old model was new patients and reducing cost on services to draw somebody, which I call enticement. And so does Medicare, by the way.
Yes, they do.
So, you know, I mean, hey, who am I when I call it enticement? But we want to teach you the right way to have a really solid practice. And there's a really good way to do it.
And I see a lot of docs out there, and you and I've had this conversation before. We see a lot of docs out there falling into the trap of doing the gimmicky stuff. And oh my gosh, it's nothing but a Ponzi scheme on yourself. And you're not really making any money. And we see that when we dive into the numbers and we really start digging. And a lot of practices aren't profitable right now because they're giving so much away, and they just don't know how to be in the marketplace without competing on price.
And here's what's sad. You feel good about yourself as a doctor because you're like, oh, I saw so many visits today, which equates to, as a doctor, people need me and want me. I get it. I get it. People need me and want me. Everybody wants to be the cool kid in class. But the problem is if you're doing it for free, you go home at the end of the day and you still can't afford your vehicle payment. You're still worried about how you're going to pay your staff, or why we don't have any extra money left over at the end of the month, and we're really desperate for new patients the next month because I didn't charge what I was really worth. We're not telling you when we work with you that we want you to charge an exorbitant fee. What we're saying is, let's get rid of the discounts, let's get rid of the gimmicky stuff, let's charge for what we're worth. But if you do it the right way, your patients will accept that and be willing to pay what you're worth.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be able to command the fees that your service is worth. And when you do that, excuse me, you not only have financial freedom, but you also have freedom of time. And I see a lot of doctors out there who are just, they're so tied to their practice that they never have time or don't make time to get away for a vacation. They don't have time to go to their kids' ball games or plays. They don't have time with their spouse or their significant other. And that's really what scaling your business is about. When you do it correctly, you have the freedom for those things. And that's really where we lead our clients. So are we different? Yes, we are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would say so. And here's the thing.
So many ways.
I'll tell you one of the things that makes us different, and this is probably our biggest key. We love our clients and we love chiropractic, and we want to see you be successful.
Absolutely.
That's our whole goal. That's our whole goal when we work with you. This is an endeavor into creating situations where, like you said, so the guy that hadn't been able to go on a vacation the last 10 years, all of a sudden unlocks the secret or the key that allows them to. And you know what? My eyes light up when I'm like, yes, I'm so excited for you. That's so much fun at that point when you get to do that. That's what makes it fun. So
Yep.
I'm gonna have you here in a second tell people how they can reach us. I'm gonna tell you first how you can reach me. If you have a question for us, Troy at catsconsultants.com. So Troy at cats with a K consultants.com. And we'll probably change that. We called ourselves Cats Consultants, but I can't imagine as practice advisors that we'll continue with that name forever and ever. But that's, at this point, there's an easy way to remember it, is the old style. We called ourselves consultants when we first started because we didn't really realize what sets us apart and made us different. So Troy at catsconsultants.com. How can they get a hold of us, Dr. Peruich?
Couple of ways. You can go to our website, and that's probably the simplest thing to do, catsconsultants.com. Pretty simple. And on there, you can not only find out more information about us, but you can also, our phone number's on there. You can give us a call. Hey, if you just want to schedule a time to talk, Mike, you can click on schedule with a consultant, and you'll drop right to my calendar. And I'm happy to talk to anybody. We stay small purposely because we want to service each individual client with absolutely the best tools we can. And the only way we can do that is to get to know you and your practice inside and out. So you're not just a number with us. You are a viable person, if you will. But
yeah.
You can also jump on Facebook, catsconsultants.com. Cats Consultants on Facebook, or you can join us on our informational page, KC CHIROpulse on Facebook as well. Sorry. And CHIROpulse is one of our new dynamic programs, in case you're wondering where that term came from. So we've got lots of ways that we can help you.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Mike. That was great.
Hey,
today.
This is awesome. Billy, we appreciate the question. Thanks for sending that in. And we'll probably wrap things up here. So thanks for tuning in to KC CHIROpulse Podcast, brought to you by Cats Consultants, helping you keep your pulse on success. So check us out, catsconsultants.com. And from all of us here at Cats Consultants, stay informed and well adjusted. We'll see you soon.